Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 17, which is entitled as Shraddha-traya vibhava yoga, the three types of faith. Sloka 10, Part 3. Yāta-yāmaṁ gata-rasaṁ pūti paryuṣitaṁ ca yat ucchiṣṭam api cāmedhyaṁ bhojanaṁ tāmasa-priyam. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. Food that is tasteless, decomposed and putrid. And food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. As we mentioned earlier in the previous session, the subject matter that is being presented here about tamasic food may take many sessions, but we try to give the main message by which we can understand and protect ourselves by consuming such food. In the previous session, we presented how meat eating is not encouraged in the scriptures. Also, we saw how it is harmful to the health. In this session, we'll continue on the same point and also see how it is harmful to the environment. The point to be remembered is that if one spent the first half of one's life giving money to the meat industry, one will most likely spend the second half of his or her life giving money to the medical industry. We should know that humans have no physical need whatsoever to eat meat. People simply eat meat because of their taste buds craving for it, or it is part of some people culture. But whatever the reasons may be for their eating meat, but the truth is that one continue to eat meat is because of lack of interest in their personal health or lack of interest in the suffering of animals, and also lack of interest in the environmental destruction that caused by the meat industry, or they just don't get it. In this regard, we would like to narrate a story, a conversation between a donkey and a tiger. The donkey told the tiger, "The grass is blue." The tiger replied, "No, the grass is green." The discussion went on and became heated, and the two decided to submit the issue to arbitration. And to do so, they approached the lion. The donkey started screaming, "Your Highness, isn't it true that the grass is blue?" The lion replied, "True, the grass is blue." The donkey rushed forward and continued, "The tiger disagrees with me and contradicts me and annoys me. Please punish him." The king then declared, "The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence." The donkey jumped with joy and went on his way, content and repeating, "The grass is blue, the grass is blue, the grass is blue." The tiger accepted his punishment, but he asked the king, "Your Majesty, why have you punished me? After all, the grass is green." The lion replied, "In fact, the grass is green." The tiger asked, "So why do you punish me?" The lion replied, "That has nothing to do with the question of whether the grass is blue or green. The punishment is because it is not possible for a brave, intelligent creature like you to waste time arguing with a donkey, and on top of that, to come and bother me with that question. The worst waste of time is arguing with a fool and fanatic who doesn't care about truth and reality. So we may give many evidences, many facts, we can even show them the facts, but they do not have the ability to understand. And others who are blinded by ego, hatred and resentment, and the only thing that they want is to be right even if they aren't. So one may ask question, why do we waste time talking about this? If we continue speaking, we are the one who's going to be punished. Maybe true, but one who is interested in the welfare of others do not care for being punished. This is considered to be an higher cause to help the people to come to right consciousness. It is not about whether the grass is blue or green. It is about whether one wants to be free from the suffering or not. With that said, we will continue seeing more how these meat causes health issues as well as environmental issues. In many countries, especially the Western countries, people eat red meat, which has many disadvantages. It has no fiber, no carbohydrate, too much protein, too much fat, loaded with cholesterol, vitamin content spotty. The flesh contains or harbors deadly bacteria. The meat, the flesh, is disease-conveying agent. Even the World Health Organization has recognized it long back. It contains environmental poisons, and these animals are raised to be slaughtered. Therefore, they are given large quantities of antibiotics, hormones and other drugs, and those who consume those animals are the ultimate recipient of these substances. These flesh also causes stress to the immune system. The white blood cell counts go up. One should also know during slaughter, it is almost impossible not to contaminate the meat with fecal and urine matter. As soon as the animal dies, decomposition begins. In actual fact, the flesh begins rotting and starts to smell and discolor. The industry tried to preserve the color of the meat and few other things to please the eyes of the customer by injecting drugs, chemicals, etc., which are harmful to the consumer. Well, one may say, I'm not in a Western country, I am in India. I get fresh organic meat, goat's meat, cow's meat, etc. So there is certainly no chemical in it. Yes, but in the previous session we already saw, irrespective of whether it is injected with chemical or it is organic, it is not meant for human body. The pain and suffering that these animals goes through impacts the eater's consciousness. Now, there are many people who have realized that eating meat, red meat or any other meat is harmful. Therefore, they have gracefully switched to chicken. This is another myth that they are thinking they now healthier by not eating the meat, but healthier by eating chicken. They least know that chicken is not healthy food. It has high cholesterol, also has bacterial contaminants and chemicals. Chicken is a protein-dense food which contains the accumulated herbicides and pesticides, antibiotics and hormones fed to the chicken during its factory farm production. One will be surprised to know the fact that the chicken meat has more cholesterol than beef. Now we are sharing this not to change someone who's eating chicken to switch eating beef. That's not the intention. It is unfortunate that when people have high cholesterol, they are advised to eat chicken and fish. And when it doesn't go down, they are put into medication through drugs for the rest of their life, as they've been told to continue eating chicken and fish. Some people, understanding that the chicken is not good for health, produces high dense of protein and also cholesterol, they move to fish, considering it to be much safer because they live in water. Their contamination with chemical and other things are probably less. People doesn't know that the purpose of fish is to keep our river, lakes and oceans clean. In the last few decades, humans have poured mega amounts of pollutants and toxins into their environment where they live. The industrial waste and toxic chemicals which have spoiled so many waterways now pose a serious threat to anyone who eats fish. Another interesting thing to know, people think that fish is a brain food. That's a myth, which is quite popular even now. But the fact is, fish is not brain food. It's opposite. Methyl mercury found in all ocean fish is among the most toxic naturally occurring substance on the earth. Mercury is a neurotoxin and it damages the brain and nervous system. There are many people now who are fishtarian, meaning they are vegetarian but they consume fish. They are educated people, but unfortunately they are in wrong assumption that fish is good for health. We also see there are many people who are into fishing, which is another very cruel act to such little animals. It may certainly give some pleasure or fun to one who's doing fishing, but what about those fishes? They don't think in that angle at all. Another category of people who are not meat eaters, they don't even take chicken, no fish, but they consume eggs. It is sometimes referred, the eggs are sometimes referred to as the breakfast of cruelty. Today's laying hen is genetically manipulated. It is not natural. However, apart from the fact that modern egg production is accomplished through a stressful endeavor, the egg itself is not a food that works in harmony with one's body, human's body. We should know that first of all, egg is an excellent source of artery clogging cholesterol. One egg yolk contains approximately 220 to 260 milligram of cholesterol. So even an egg a day can be disadvantage or damaging, as the cholesterol from an egg a day can cause the artery clogging material to begin accumulating in the body. Many eggs are eaten invisibly, even by those who are pure vegetarian who doesn't consume eggs. They consume eggs in the form of processed foods, cakes, cookies, etc. So even if one doesn't eat egg, if one doesn't pay attention to the food label, one is eating eggs, which is equivalent of 2 to 3 per day. Eggs, like most chicken and fish, are high in protein and fat. The egg yolk is one of the densest concentrations of animal fat on the planet. It is made to fuel a baby chicken for 21 days. We should know that eggs decompose rapidly. If the eggs are left unrefrigerated for more than a couple of hours, bacteria can multiply to dangerous levels, resulting in food poisoning. The thumb rule is we should be suspicious of any food which needs to be refrigerated for that matter. Eating an egg is like eating glue. The fat of the egg yolk coats the red blood cells, making them stickier. In fact, in many societies, the egg was or still is used as a glue for certain things. Eggs also contain an excess amount of sulfur. If you have ever smelled an egg which was broken open and left to rot, it is the sulfur which stinks. And sulfur is very hard on one's liver and kidneys. It is very common and easy to understand as per the human psychology that if we get attacked by someone or some animals, we try to protect ourselves either by running away or by fighting with it. We do something. But these animals never harmed us. They are having their happy life. Then why do we even have to bother them by killing them? The fish industry, in the search for tuna, they kill large number of dolphins. In fact, there is a permit from the Department of Commerce General allows for the legal slaughter of 20,500 dolphins in the US. How in the world it's possible for us to support an industry that can take the life of a creature such as the dolphin who has never harmed any human? Actually, it is the dolphin who has saved many human lives. People love pets. They like to have dogs, they like to have cats. Some people have fish tanks to show their love to these creatures. On the other hand, the same people look for tuna cans to add to their salad and other things. One more thing, the most important thing that need to be discussed, which will be covered in the next section, is about the dairy products, which is going to be the most challenging one. Nevertheless, it has to be spoken. Namaste. Hare Krishna.